NBA trade deadline is officially over. Right now, we are live on Twitch. Hey, Twitch, say hi to YouTube real quick, man. This is gonna be the clip. This is gonna be the clip for the YouTube, man. Shout out to Twitch gang. Shout out to everyone that was in the live stream as we were live reacting to everything. Shout out to Gyro for the Prime sub as well. The NBA trade deadline just finished. Shout out to Acro as well. Shout out to the first time chatters in the building. W or L trade deadline. Chat, spam it up. Was it a W or was it an L trade deadline? Spam it up right now, bro. I want to see everyone's reaction before I get to mine, bro. I want to see everyone's reaction before I get to mine. I'm seeing a lot of L's in chat. W for my Mavs, L for the Lakers. W, L, a lot, yeah, shit ton of L's. Click Productions with the raid, big click in the building. Big click in the building, what's good? What's good, family, what's good? Yes, sir! Ah! Ah! Anyways, I'm seeing a lot of L's in chat. Shout out to the 440 motherfuckers in the building, dog. Wait a minute, I feel like Kai Cenat. I feel like, let me get sturdy. Now let me chill, bro. Listen. A lot of activity went on during this trade deadline, bro. For real. A lot of activity went on during this trade deadline. We were just refreshing this print. We were just pre-earthquake is crazy. Pre-earthquake, nah, that's dick suck. That's dick suck. We were literally just on twitter.com/WojESPN and was just refreshing this page all fucking morning or evening, noon, 2 hours before the 3 p.m. deadline, Eastern, the real standard time. All right, I hope you enjoy Jaden Springer. What do you mean by that? Speaking of winners and losers, I want to shout out the sponsors of this video, Prize Picks, my personal favorite way to play daily fantasy sports. And I will show you guys how to play the game right now. Because if you make the right picks, you can win a lot of money on here, man. All you got to do is sign up for an account and go on their website or on their app. They got a bunch of different sports up top. We'll go to NBA. Because you know my body, man. Do I think Jokic can get 21 rebounds plus assists? I'ma stick with the rebounds. I think he can get 13 rebounds today, so let's go with that. Luka's in the Garden today. They're facing the New York Knicks, a great defensive team, I will say. But Luka in Madison Square? Come on, man. I'm gonna go ahead and put a calm 5 in this entry right here. And boom, that is how you place an entry. And if you guys want in on the action, thanks to my friends over at Prize Picks, you guys can use code SLZ to get a 100% match on your first deposit of up to $100. Links will be in the description for everything down below. And shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this video. But all right, bro. Lock in. Well, but yeah, as you can see, a lot of trades happened. A lot of trades happened. But as also you saw YouTube, a lot of chat was saying a L. It was an L trade deadline. Why? It's because there was no big blockbuster trade. You know, we were talking about DeJounte Murray getting traded. We were talking about Zach LaVine getting traded. Hell, even a move like Bruce Brown getting traded. Shit, as extreme as it was, LeBron? Is it time for LA to give up on him? LeBron? You know, like those discussions were even happening. But for the trade deadline, highlights to be where Spencer Dinwiddie is gonna go, Buddy Hield to the Sixers, you know, Bojan and Alec Burks to the Knicks, Hayward to the Thunder. You know, for a lot of people it was disappointing. For me, I'll give it a calm 7's cop out. If I can't use 7, I would go 6.8. I'd give it a 6.8. Again, a lot of activity, a lot of solid players, a lot of good teams making moves to improve on their weaknesses as they make for a deep playoff run. Again, no blockbuster trade or anything like that, but certain teams had, you know, solid weaknesses. Not solid weaknesses, but you know, a lot of teams had weaknesses for their team that they wanted to find remedies you know, during this trade deadline so that going into the playoffs, hopefully we can fix those things. So in terms of the winners. Let's start with the winners, man. Let's start off positive. Let me bring out my notepad since we're doing this live, okay? And go ahead and chat. Let me know who y'all think the winners are. We got the notepad up here. Let me move this to the side. In terms of winners, I am going to go very easy real quick. Let's start off like the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder. Right. Shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Their biggest move today was getting Gordon Hayward in exchange for Trey Mann, Bertans, and I think like another pick in there. I think Gordon Hayward is a solid pickup for the Thunder. The Thunder, while being a really good team this season, that is a team that as much as they can, if they can, veteran presence for them would be a huge help. Would be a huge help going into their first playoff run with pretty decent expectations. Calm little pickup for them. I think personally, I think they should move away from Josh Giddey. Because he still has value right now, and if they can get more veteran presence in exchange for Josh Giddey, and then they brought in this dude that can do a lot of what Josh Giddey does, it provides you that veteran presence and that veteran experience. I think honestly that's the move for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They found their core. Now it's time to win. Okay. So winner number 1, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Winner number 2, the Dallas Mavericks. I want to shout out the Dallas Mavericks. So the Dallas Mavericks, long story short, they gave up Grant Williams. They let go of Seth Curry. And I may be forgetting some more players. But out goes those two. In comes in Daniel Gafford. And I'm blanking on his name. PJ Washington. The Dallas Mavericks right now, after signing Kyrie Irving, obviously with Luka playing the type of basketball Luka is playing, they're not necessarily a rebuilding team. This is a team that if they can, they are trying. Rashawn Holmes. If they can, they are trying to win right now. They're trying to compete right now. And while they did have a really strong start to the season, after injuries, and I'm going to be honest with you, in my opinion, just after the regression to the mean, because Grant Williams went from being a 50% shooter from 3 to like 36% from 3 or whatever the fuck. They started slipping. But even with me saying that, the Dallas Mavericks are still 28-23. They are well within the playoff picture. And I think the Dallas Mavericks are one of those teams that, they have a puncher's chance. Because of how good Luka is, because of how good Kyrie is, they will always have a puncher's chance. And, I trust their coach right now. PJ Washington, in my opinion, gives them a better option at that 4 position. It gives them wing depth, gives them versatility as well, from the defensive end of the court. Daniel Gafford comes in, and they become less reliant on Derek Lively, a very young prospect, teeing up and being the anchor on that defense. Bolsters their big man rotation. They still already have Tim Hardaway Jr., who, in my opinion, I think I gave him the 6th Man of the Year nod when we were doing midseason awards. Josh Green giving you solid minutes as well. You know what I'm saying? Derrick Jones Jr. giving you solid minutes. Like this is a solid team. This is a solid team. And they did get better today. And this is a team looking to get better today. So, shout out to the Dallas Mavericks. Next up, Bing Bong, it's the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Click as well. Shout out to Click in the building. Shout out to the Clickerbockers. Like, what does Click call his community, man? Click, what do you call your community? The Clickerbockers? Nothing. The productions. The clickers. They're just Earthlings. But yeah, bro. I am very, very happy for New York Knicks fans this season. I am very happy for what they did, not only today, but leading up to the trade deadline, trading for OG Anunoby. Like I said during the stream, are they a championship contender? I'm going to be honest with these moves. As much as I want to say no, they just keep on making fucking moves and keep on playing a certain level of basketball where I'm like, oh, you don't want to face these guys, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to face these guys. But if I just had to put a pin on it, I still don't think they're championship contenders. This is not a team that's gonna end up winning a championship, if that's a better term. But yeah, for years, the New York Knicks have been a laughingstock of a franchise. They've been a joke of a franchise, even though historically speaking, they do have history, and they are in arguably the biggest market in the NBA, in New York. Shout out to Don for the tier 1 sub. And they found gems through trading in a Julius Randle, in a Jalen Brunson. They brought in a new coach, Tom Thibodeau. Even internal development within a Mitchell Robinson. They brought in Josh Hart. I know that's not internal development, but they brought in a guy like Josh Hart. This is a team that has a defensive identity. So, and you can argue that they have a superstar caliber player in Jalen Brunson. You can argue it, depending on what you think of what a superstar is. But long story short, essentially what I'm saying is, for a team that's been yearning, for a team that's been begging for their squad just to be good for a couple seasons, for a fan base that just wants a couple of years to be proud as a Knicks fan, what the Knicks, what Jalen Brunson, what Julius Randle, what Tom Thibodeau and that front office has done has been tremendous. And I love that for New York Knicks fans, man. I love that for New York. I love that for New York. They found their franchise cornerstone. They found their core. You know what I'm saying? Given our history, we don't fuck rebuilding. Fuck trying to pay our way to the top in one season. Let's build slowly, right? Let's build slowly. We don't gotta rush things. Let's make small moves that add up to bigger moves. And now here we are. And the New York Knicks are playing phenomenal basketball, and they just got better today. Now, why? For those who are asking. Today, they traded Quentin Grimes and 2 future second-round draft picks for Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic to the Detroit Pistons. Now, the Detroit Pistons, I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing. I know what y'all are doing. Y'all traded away all your veteran presence today to get younger. But yeah, Bojan has been a solid 18 or 20 point per game scorer for the better half of the last decade. Giving you 20 this year, 47% from 3, 42% from 3. A shooter for real. Right? A shooter for real. Alec Burks. I ain't gonna lie, there was one of these days on playback, we was watching Alec Burks play. Boy was playing like Kobe Bryant, dog. Alec Burks. I understand that the field goal percentage isn't as high as it should be or it can be, but 13 points a game, a 40% shooter from 3, a 90% shooter from the line. Worst case, another shooter, but I've seen Alec Burks play. He can create a little bit. The New York Knicks, after being 33 and 18 already, which I believe that is on pace for a 55-win team. Let me see. Let's go over here. Standings. What's their winning percentage? 65. Let's go over here. 82 times 0.65. 53-win team, 54-win team. Got better today. And them along with Cleveland are some of the hottest teams in the league right now. Them, Cleveland, and the Clippers, some of the hottest teams right now. So, shout out to the New York Knicks. Another winner in the trade deadline, the Boston Celtics. Man. For a team who is in win now mode, it is clear what their weaknesses are, and it is clearly that bench. For them to essentially at the end of the day give up on Delano Banton, and pick up Xavier Tillman, a guy who can provide you solid defense, a guy who can come off the bench and give you really, really solid minutes, defensively, provide you versatility from the wing, can play the 5 sometimes. Yeah, great pickup. Now, this other guy that we picked up, I want to speak on him, but I don't know ball. But everyone's been telling me, how the fuck do the Celtics keep getting better after the Celtics signed Jaden Springer? Again, I don't know ball on Jaden Springer, but from what I've seen from chat and even on Twitter, apparently it was a really good pickup for Jaden Springer. Look at his per 36 stats. I'm not gonna do that right now. So yeah, there you go. Next up. The Philadelphia 76ers. Now this, I'm kind of on. I'm kind of iffy on. But I will say I am still going to lean towards them being a W. Because number one, they got Buddy Hield. Right? Number two, I think if they position themselves to, whatchamacallit, they position themselves to pick up Kyle Lowry if he enters the buyout market, which I feel like they might get Kyle Lowry. And like I said, I know chat is, I'm seeing a lot of question marks in chat. Honestly, it's still a question mark to me. I personally just think if they end up getting Kyle Lowry, and maybe that's why I probably shouldn't put them, oh, my bad. Maybe that's why I probably shouldn't put them on here, is because a lot of this W does end up, yeah, you know what? Hey, chat, this is live. Get them boys out of here, man. Hey, get the boys out of here, man. Get them boys out of here, man. All right, goddamn it. Not that I'm thinking about it. I don't know, man. Essentially, though, I do just want to get off with the Sixers. The reason why I even put them on there is just because I feel bad for Embiid, dog. I just want to talk about it, dog. Like I feel bad for Embiid, man. Because they are actually in a position to make pretty decent moves at the trade deadline. Once again, they got Buddy Hield. If they do end up getting Kyle Lowry, like, I don't know, I feel like that's good for them. That's a not an upgrade for them, but that's a great backup point guard for them next to Tyrese Maxey. It's just unfortunate that he potentially end up getting a season-ending injury in a season where, in my opinion, the 76ers had a chance to make it to the finals. I understand the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. And after last season, how the fuck can you trust the Sixers team? But I do think Tyrese Maxey is different from James Harden last season. I think Coach Nick Nurse has turned that team around, and that is a different team compared to the last couple of years in Philly under Brett Brown and Doc Rivers. So to see them make moves to get better this season, and for their MVP player having this historical season, for him not to be healthy, in the grand scheme of things, it's an L. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, let's see who else. Who else, man? Who else? I feel like I'm blanking on names right now. In terms of winners, let me look. Once again, YouTube, we are doing this live. Talking about this live, so bear with me. The Charlotte Hornets. How did the Charlotte Hornets win? I've seen that a lot too. The Charlotte Hornets. Pat Bev. I mean, I guess he went from. Well, I guess Pat Bev won in the sense of the Sixers without Embiid look scary as shit. So Pat Bev going from that to the Bucks. Okay, shout out to Pat Bev. D'Lo as well. You know, there were questions about D'Lo getting traded, this, that, and the third. D'Lo, you are ending the season as a Los Angeles Laker. The whole team is ending the season as a Los Angeles Laker. I think for winners, that's it, right? Is that it? That might be it. If that's it, that's it. The Heat didn't make any moves at the deadline. Atlanta didn't make any moves at the deadline. OKC, I did put OKC on there. OKC right here. OKC's right there. The Pacers, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't think they did anything to really move the needle like that. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. Moving on to the losers. Chicago to be in a standstill and not do anything this trade deadline. Now, we were talking about it on stream, and it might have been a case of, yo, we are legitimately fucked right now. We can't move any of these assets because of, you know, well, DeMar is going to be a rental if someone trades for him. Zach LaVine, given his talent right now, like his stock is low as shit. Vucevic. So, you know, that might be the case with Chicago, but in the grand scheme of things, this is a team who does not have a lot of great young assets. They have Kobe White, Patrick Williams. There's still questions with him. They have AO. You know, it depends on how you feel about AO's potential. They're not a championship contender right now, definitely. So, you know, what you do in this instance is pick a direction. Are we doubling down and let's try to improve this team as is, which they didn't do. They didn't do anything. Or do we blow shit up and trade everyone and try to get as much young assets as we can, which they did not do as well. So the Chicago Bulls not doing anything is an L. Sometimes the worst decision you can make is not making a decision. And the Chicago Bulls did not make a decision. So therefore, they will be my first L. Second L, minor L. I don't think this is an L that really moves the needle for real. It's not going to change the course of their franchise. But I'm going to be honest, the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons, I'm going to put in the trade deadline as a loser for this trade deadline. And the reason why I'm putting them as a loser is because this is a team that did not need more young talent. This is not a team that needed that. This is a team that needed more veteran presence. And for them to trade Alec Burks, Bojan, and I'm blanking on the name right now. Monte Morris. The three dudes that you can claim already have, you know, veteran presence. For them to just trade them away just like that, I personally didn't like that. They waived Joe Harris too. Damn. So the other dude who could have been a veteran presence on that team got waived as well. So yeah, I don't know. That front office has obviously been questionable as shit. And Rice, that's what I'm saying, bro. They're just moving weird, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. They're just moving. They're just moving weird. They waived Killian Hayes as well. I don't know, bro. they're just, again, I don't want to sound like a broken record. They're just moving weird. So I'm gonna put the Detroit Pistons right there. Another team that I want to classify as a loser this trade deadline is the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers. And I will say there's a caveat to this. I'm going to put asterisks on this loser. And it's because going into this trade deadline, I already came with the assumptions that I truly don't give a fuck if they get DeJounte Murray, even if they get Zach LaVine, because they have a coaching problem. And essentially what I'm getting at is I don't give a fuck how much, with the Lakers specifically, even if they get more talented, the big question at the end of the day is, how is Darvin Ham going to utilize the players that he has in front of him? Because clearly so far, he has shown a lack of ability to properly optimize and maximize the personnel that he has right in front of him. And I also come from the belief that, to be honest with you, the players that they got right now, it is at the very least enough to be a top seed in the Western Conference if everyone was healthy. Or if everyone was or / is healthy. Like, the talent is already there. We saw it in the Western Conference Finals last season. We've seen glimpses of it this season. If that team is just coached well, they would have and should have a better record. So, but even with that, let's say Darvin Ham is a coach that can't maximize his players this and the third. Them not making a move, them not even attempting to get better, that's where it's kind of you know? That's where it's kind of Like, you didn't even try. You're just going to stand still and do nothing? Ooh. Okay. Say less. Say less. Now, I will say they are in talks to get Spencer Dinwiddie. So, and even that, I don't think Spencer Dinwiddie is a needle mover. The things that LA needs to address, which is shooting and defense and a stronger big man rotation, Spencer Dinwiddie does not address those at all. Shout out to Silvero for the prime sub. It sounds like it would sound like like what Damo was sounding like during his stream. That would sound like a move that the Lakers are just trying to get a move, or that is a move where the Lakers are just trying to make a move to say that they made a move. And Spencer Dinwiddie is okay. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie's solid, like that type of name. That doesn't move the needle whatsoever to me. Whatsoever. So that's why I'm putting the Lakers right there. Another team, the Atlanta Hawks. Essentially, I wouldn't even add an asterisk. Similar to the Chicago situation, this is a team in that purgatory, bro. In the purgatory of not contending but not tanking. The only reason I would say they're in a better position than Chicago is literally just because of Trae Young. Trae Young is still a very young player who has you can argue is already a superstar. So they have that building block still there that they can build on. But it sounded like and it felt like Atlanta just punted on the season. Right now they are the 10th seed, a game and a half out of the play-in tournament. And it like they're just going to play the season on just like this. It's going to be another year of this team being exactly where they were last year. And they will probably get knocked out in the first round. And even if they somehow miraculously upset that team in the first round, they max out at a second round exit. I don't think they get any deeper than that. So what the fuck are we doing? You know? What are we doing in Atlanta? So that's why I'm going to classify them as a loser. And then Raptors, they didn't do anything crazy. I mean, they got Kelly Olynyk. I guess they could have got something for Bruce Brown. But overall, I still ultimately think in the grand scheme of things, this was a net positive season for the Raptors. And nothing that they did during the trade deadline would take that away from them. So, there's that. The Suns, nothing really crazy for me to say. Did they get better or worse? I like the Royce O'Neal pickup for them, but it's just funny to me because, again, I've been very, critical of their role players and their lack of depth. So, yeah. There's that. And aside from that, I think that's it, right? I don't want to drag this on. Everyone else just made a trade to me. You know, any other trade that I didn't address, they just made a trade to me. The Warriors. I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna put the Warriors on there. Right? Because the Warriors, they're in a position of, yo, you got to make a decision, right? You gotta make a decision. You either double down and try to build around Steph Curry, Klay, and Draymond, or at least just Steph Curry, right? You're either in win now mode, you're still trying to maximize Steph Curry's prime years, or you blow it up. If you go in this direction, still trying to make Steph Curry work, this squad easily, quite frankly, is not it, right? So if you're trying to be more short term with it, shout out to JoJo for the 2 months. You didn't make any moves to move in that direction. On the other side, if you're looking to blow it up, you also didn't make any moves in that direction. So I would say the Warriors are the losers. They're also losers in this discussion. So there you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are my winners and losers of the trade deadline. Once again, shout out to YouTube gang for showing up.